Yeah, wiggle, wiggle. Are we working? Yeah, we're working. Oh, wait, maybe not. Let's check. YouTube. Are you being dumb? YouTube. There we go. Okay. We are working, working, working. Sweet. Vanilla Coke. Getting you through the hard days. I'll put you right there, Mr. Vanilla Coke. All right. What do we got? We got some power loaders and some mama bears. This is the big mama bear for the Sisters of Battle. This is their like Gilliman level character. They're like pseudo Primarch. She's super mega badass with her stabby stick and her big old gun. So we got her to look at today. We've got the Celestian Sacrosancts. They're like melee Sisters of Battle. They've got big shields and they have big halberds or maces. They're pretty sweet. We're going to look at them today. And then the thing that convinced me to get into the Sisters of Battle at all, the Nundams, the Paragon war suits. So we're going to crack these open first. And then after we look at everything, we're going to start working on building these. So let's go over to the other cam. I don't know what that hand gesture was. It happened, alright? Just let it happen. Okay. Get those out of the way. Let's get our Nundams open. Oh. Some other stuff we're going to need for building. Namely, our nippers, our glues, and our handy dandy razor blade. Which is totally covered in green stuff, and that makes this much harder than it needs to be. Alright, so this box of Nundams is $65. Oof, that's fucking expensive, right? Yeah, $65, which makes these a little over $20 a piece. Ugh, God damn, that sucks. GW, that really sucks. But I'm going to be super honest. That's my arm. Hello, arm. I'm going to be super honest. These things are awesome. I love the design of these so much. I do like the like Exo Squad, Matrix power suit kind of thing, where it's like a guy riding in it, like the what are they called? Oh, the robots from Appleseed, the like 80s anime. They have guys in it just like this, or like Exo Squad. Super love Exo Squad. So these, when I saw them and they were like power loaders, I loved them. And then when I looked at them some more and they had this like fake femininity to the designs where they had like these slender legs and these like shapely arms and stuff, I was like, man, that's the shit. I love that. Like it perfectly sums up the like weird like space that like the Sisters of Battle occupy. And I think that's really cool because they have this really interesting like weird headspace lore thing where they're like all devoted to this guy, but they're like the baddest bitches in the galaxy, and it's really weird, and I like it, and I think that their like faux femininity designs really reflect that well. So, what do we get? We get 3 Nundams, and they can have some options. So let's check them out, see what they got. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be trying to magnetize the fuck out these things. $65. Woo, mama. Alright, so they are on, I want to say 50s. These will cook 50s to me. They're bigger than 40s, that's for sure. Let's see what we got. We've got legs, arm, sword, mace. Those are the 2 melee options. Here's a flamer, a multi-melta. That's the other side of the multi-melta, and there should be, yeah, a heavy bolter. So that's pretty sweet. Lots of cool details in there. These also look like they have a lot of little details. Interesting. All right, we'll see when we start building them. Oh, fascinating. This is actually a different runner. I kind of, if I'm being super honest, I was expecting 3 of the same runner. I was not expecting different runners at all. So that's really interesting. Okay, so we've got one sword, and we've got a fancier sword. We've got a flamethrower, mace, multi-melta, other pieces of the flamethrower, and the heavy bolter. Okay. It's cool. This one has an extra sword, which is kind of cool. We'll figure that out. And then this one is a duplicate of the first runner. Okay, so these 2 runners here, they must be like the generic Paragon War suit, and then this one must be the runner for the boss. Although, to be honest, why didn't they just... Why didn't... Like... I don't understand. Why didn't they just make 3 of the same runner? Literally, the runners are almost identical, except the mace and the sword are, like, in different positions. That's, like, the only difference. Weird. Okay, I don't know. But, there you go. 3 runners, one of which is actually unique. The other 2 are duplicates. So, we'll put one of those together. Then we've got a ton of lady stickers, lots of inquisitorial marks in there. So a bunch of really nice little, it's kind of hard to say, a bunch of little nice little texts and stuff that's really neat. I think these are Valorous Heart. Oh, they say what they are. Derp. Okay, and there's Bloody Rose, all the different orders. If you want to say my ladies are a specific thing. That's their stat line. Right there, nice and collapsed. Let's see. Let's take a look at the build. Alright, so you can make a Paragon or Paragon Superior. The difference is her chest plate, her sword, and her grill on top. I might actually build these without the leg fancy bits, without the loincloths. Alright, so it looks like these are going to connect up. Each one looks like it has a unique tube system, which is really nice. That'll make it easier to magnetize. And it looks like it just pegs right in. So what we might actually do, so you might actually magnetize the tube system and just leave the arm to peg in. Alright, we'll figure that out. And then we've got bolters or rockets, and they go on the shoulders. They're probably magnetizable too, but I don't know if it's worth magnetizing them. And then we have different swords or the maces. They look like they're going to magnetize at the wrist. This might be a situation where I build it with one, snip it off, and then magnetize it, but we'll see how that happens. We'll see what happens there. So yeah, three ladies with badass power armor. Yeah, dig that big time. That's legit. Alright, so we're going to build those after we take a look at everybody else that I got, because I'm a big fan of little armies, right? Like, I don't want to have like 10,000 points of one guy, one army. What I want to have is like one box of each thing for an army. Because I really like to play smaller games. I think they're more fun. And it also gives me a nice variation in painting models. So I'm not painting like 400 boys. I'll paint like 20 boys and be happy with that kind of thing. So these are the Celestian Sacrosancts. These are their like melee kind of unit. So the little bit tougher sisters with a badass big like coffin shield and some cool ass melee. To be honest, the maces are kind of cool on these, but the thing I really like is the halberds. I really like the halberds. Let's see. That's Twitch telling me, hey, you're live again. Thanks, Twitch. I didn't know. Alright, I think the halberds are where this is at, to be honest. Alright, same set of decals. We got some instructions. And we have, ooh, 3 little mini runners. Interesting. Alright, so let's take a look at those. A quick glance, are any of these the same? No, they're all different. Okay, cool. Alright, so we got some of these badass halberds. Maces look cool. Lots of cool backpacks. It's a cool ass backpack. Shields. There's a front and a back of a body. There's the like helmet that looks like the World of Warcraft DK set from ICC. Kind of hard to see, but that's exactly what it looks like. Let's see, we got some more backpacks, more shields. So that's 4 shields for 5 ladies already, 4 halberds for 5 ladies. There's another helmet with the dildo thing on the front. It looks like we also have hoods, helmets, or heads with hoods, which is really cool. And we have big fancy shield, a fancy spear thing, I guess that's for the boss, a fancy mace, I guess, for the boss, and a halberd. Alright, so you're going to wind up with yeah, you're basically going to wind up with all the extra shit from the boss. So you're going to wind up with an extra spear, an extra mace, an extra shield, and an extra backpack from the boss. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was like, where are the weapon options? Alright. So the weapon options are actually built into the back of the shields. Right there. So it looks like they all have bolters in them. Yeah, just sculpted into the back of the thing. So I guess all the ladies have bolters, except for the boss, who has an option, it looks like. So it looks like she can have a bolter, a melta, a plasma, or a flamer. I think the flamer is pretty fitting, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is a really cool spiky butthole. Yeah, sweet. Okay. This, I'm going to be super honest, this was way less runners than I was expecting in that box. They could have easily put double this in and given you 10 of them. Because right now this makes each one of them about $10 a piece, which is a little but it's okay. They're cool models. They'll be fun. All right, let's check out their instructions, because you might want to magnetize some of the options for these, but honestly, I'm probably just going to build them with the spears, because I think the spears look coolest. Yeah, see the arms just click right into the shoulder there. You could just drill a magnet into the body and then drill a magnet into the arm and swap spear and mace really easy. This one, swapping this weapon would be a little harder, because you'd have to magnetize the shield to the arm, the shield to the arm, and then the arm to the body. So you'd have to magnetize it in 2 places, which isn't necessarily hard, but it's a little more complex. You also have to be really careful drilling into these guns and making sure you have space for the 3mm magnet. Actually, let's look at that real quick and see how that looks. Okay, so that's all right. So each one of them has like a square there. Yeah, you could easily convert that. Just drop a 1mm magnet in there. You could easily convert that out. No problem at all. Yeah. Actually, all these are flat ends. They'd be really easy to magnetize. I might actually magnetize those. So, for a while, I was, like, magnetizing literally everything, because I just fucking love magnets. I do. I think they're so cool. But, to be honest, I was trying to, like, get my magnet obsession under control, kind of. And not magnetize, like, troops and stuff. I guess these are elites, and they're on 32s, and I like to magnetize, so they're probably going to get magnetized. Let's be real. Alright. So, yeah, and there's nothing that, like, no tubes or anything that crosses over. There's no reason not to magnetize them. Concerning. Yeah, it means I'm probably going to magnetize these ladies. And they can have helmets or hooded heads. The hooded heads are cool, but I think the helmets are a little more fitting for like a unit that's supposed to be charging into melee. I think that makes a little more sense personally. So, all right, now let's look at the big mama bear herself, Morin Val. She is the grand leader of the Sisters of Battle, and she has brought her ladies out on crusade to kick ass. I think that's pretty cool. I am the irony of being a gay guy that's all about the ladies out there. Kicking ass is delightful. So it looks like she's going to have some options, which is pretty cool. So it looks like she's going to have options for her head. So these kind of character models, this is about the same cost I'd always expect for them, even though you never get like a ton of options for them, right? Like Gazgul was like 65, and I think he was like 1/2 runner more than this. And I don't super like to buy these when they're not on sale, but I actually don't have a leader for my Sisters of Battle right now. I don't have a boss to actually play them. So I was like, okay, I'll pick her up, and she can take my ladies into battle. All right, so it is one runner. She looks like her units in general a little bit beefier. It's got these big rocket pods and stuff than the standard nundams. She comes with part of a scenic base, which is pretty cool. There's her big badass spear, giggity. Yeah, her unit in general is going to be a little bit bigger than the standard nundam. It looks like she only has a heavy bolter, which is interesting. It would have been cool if she could have had like maybe a flame, like a special kind of bolter with like a multi-melton, like a flamethrower or something mixed into it. That would have been really cool. But she just has the heavy bolter. All right, so here's her heads. Looks like you get helmeted or two heads with this really weird haircut. She's got like Tilda Swinton bangs in there. I don't know how I feel about that. She might be getting a different head. Yeah. That's kind of weird. I'm not a big fan of that haircut. Yeah, she might be getting a different haircut. And she's on a 60, so these are smallers. Or at least she's on at least a 60. What does it say she's on? Yeah, 60. Okay. She's on a 60. Let's check her instructions. It's not really anything to magnetize on her, but it looks like the only option is the heads. And you have a standard head or you have a yelling head. Lots of little bits and bobs on her. But definitely nice looking model. Really, really nice looking. So she's going to be awesome, and she's going to be leading my ladies into battle, into glorious war. Let's look at the nundams a little. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. These have a surprisingly small number of pieces. I'm going to be honest here. These do have a surprisingly small number of pieces. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so I think I'm going to have to play with those a little bit more before I try assembling one. So I'm probably not going to build one on cam. But let's walk through this build and look at it a little bit. So we have these leg pieces here. And they end up in like a square peg. There on the end, there's a square peg. And then that goes into the foot. You could easily round that off if you wanted to readjust the foot and repose it. You would just cut the ends off the square peg. The hip armor you have to put on because it's covering a gap. The waist armor there. That's actually like a pseudo ball connection. Yeah, so it's a pseudo ball connection with teeth in there. So if you wanted to repose that, you would just round the teeth off. And then you could repose the hips. The crotch plate includes the loincloth in the front, but not in the back. There's no piece of armor on the back. So if you didn't want the loincloth, you would basically have to like you'd have to cut it off that crotch plate. Man, a lot of little parts. Including, like, look how that seal goes into the armor there. That's tiny. Then you choose what head you want when you put the chest plate on. That's fine. Okay, and then these, yeah, we're going to drill into the shoulder and magnetize that up. Alright, so it looks like her swords are different than everyone else's swords. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So her swords actually connect up at the wrist with a fully featured hand. Same thing with her mace. The regular ones do not. The regular ones are basically fingers that go into the hand, which is built into the arm. So if we look at arm piece number 55, for example, which I think is on this runner. Yeah. So there's 55. There's 55. The hand is built into that, which means that if you want to magnetize this, you're not going to have another hand to magnetize, which means it's going to be super, super hard to magnetize. That's a little annoying. So the melee weapons on these are going to suck to magnetize, but everything else should be pretty easy to do. Honestly, I kind of like the maces. Maybe give the boss like the sword or something. Interesting. Okay. And then the body is going to connect down. Is there value in magnetizing the body? Not really, because of the way the pose works. Because with some of those, like dreadnoughts and stuff, I like to magnetize the waist so they can wiggle. Same thing with like knights. Like, come here. Okay. So like, I have my knight here, right? I like this motion. I think it's cool. And I think it's fun on the tabletop when you're taking pictures to like be like, oh, over there. And so then you choose to aim at somebody over there and you're like, oh, I think that's really cool. I think it's really fun for photos and stuff. There's not going to be any value in doing that here because the way the pose works, because the arms the arms and the cables and stuff go down along the hips. Alright, so pretty much these melee weapons on the non-boss aren't going to be magnetizable without like a stupid amount of effort. They're not going to be worth it. The guns are going to be easily magnetizable, and these shoulder things are too. Honestly, yeah, I'll probably magnetize them. I like the look of the grenades. I think they look cooler, but I think the dual bolters might do better. Nice. Okay, well, this thing is probably a little too fiddly to build on cam for me if I want to build it and pose it fondly. So I'm probably not going to build them on cam, actually. But at least we got to see all the runners and stuff. It's pretty sweet. And we got to look at some of the magnetizing stuff you're going to run into these. Their guns, their shoulder guns are all going to be super easy to magnetize. No problems there. The weapons for the sacrosancts are going to be a super easy time to magnetize too. They're going to be a lot of fun as well. So I'll go ahead and call it there, and I'll put these together probably tonight off stream, and we'll take a look at them soon once they're all painted up, because they're going to be done like my other sisters in my white and kind of splotchy white and kind of splotchy purple, and then this like purpley copper kind of color that I have there. That's how all my sisters are done, so they'll get done up like that. But hopefully this was interesting to see all the runners and to talk about the magnetization and stuff. But I'm going to call it there, and have a good night and keep on